Greetings. This is Eden Amadora. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about healing the father wound. And this is a subject very dear to my heart. I've done a lot of work in this area in my own spiritual journey and with the women that I support in the Divine Feminine Mystery School Priestess training. So as we heal our father wound, we also come into balance with our inner masculine essence. And this is a very powerful way to move through the world in the collective feminine. You may have different kinds of father wounds, and I just want to talk about how, as we're healing the father wound, we are willing to unveil and revisit with love and compassion and courage the ways we've been imprinted as little ones, that early childhood conditioning, those internalized voices of our fathers. And whether your father was extremely aggressive, reactive, abusive, had rage, anger, or was neglectful, absent, rejecting, abandoning. There's a vast spectrum of father wounds, and I've seen some, very, very deep abuse in all sorts of ways, to just absence and neglect, which is a kind of abuse as well. And then the subtle wounds of the critical father, the one that you're just never good enough. Nothing you can do is good enough. So in my own experience, unearthing the internalized voices of our father and then really loving ourselves in those moments instead of collapsing and believing those voices that are now not coming from that actual being anymore, but from ourselves, has been extremely liberating. So as you heal your father wound, start to feel into, what are those voices that live in my own mind? Is there a place where I'm not accepting myself, accepting my joy, my femininity, the ways that maybe our fathers would feel threatened or maybe overprotective of some aspect of our being that then would suppress and repress or compress our spirits? This is a pretty traditional father wound that I've seen amongst the women I work with. If you're being shamed, if you're being yelled at, if you're being hit for expressing as an innocent, joyful, natural child, you're going to be imprinted with, it's not safe, I'm not lovable, I'm not enough, something's wrong with me. And all of those are lies. Every single thought form that you can track back to that father wound is asking to be held in love, in compassion now, as you allow this, what we would call the light side of the masculine presence to awaken within you, which is creating safe structure, safe holding, safe love, a safe container for you to do this healing work in. And we will notice, especially in the collective feminine, the ways that we perceive men will be colored by our father wounds. And we may want men to save us, to rescue us, to be our heroes, or we might not trust men and think they're dangerous scoundrels that are always lying, cheating, and manipulating. So you can feel like the pendulum, right? And you're being invited to come into center out of any black and white splitting around the masculine as you heal your own internalized masculine. And you trust your goodness, your lovability, your right to be here exactly as you are. You're going to see their goodness, their lovability, their right to be here and express themselves exactly as they are. And then it's up to what is resonant for you, what is actually resonant. So healing the father wound within creates a whole new out-picturing in your reality movie with men and the masculine, and your own self-trusting, the structure you create for yourself, the way you guide yourself with your inner masculine, and accept, love, and hold space for all of your essence, your emotions, your femininity. You can feel the power of this rite of integration. So my loves, Thank you for listening. I hope you resonated. If you'd like to find out much more about coming into balance and wholeness with your inner masculine, I invite you to visit my Sun Heart initiation, which is balancing our feminine and masculine polarities to heal the wounds of separation and heal our relationships. Only love.